Jason Miller was a 32-year-old man living in Ohio. He worked as a car mechanic and lived a quiet life. He wasn't rich, but he was kind and hardworking. He had been single for a long time. One night, feeling lonely, he joined a dating site called True Hearts. A few days later, he got a message from a woman named Emily Rose. She was beautiful. Long dark hair, bright green eyes, and a smile that melted his heart. Her profile said she was a nurse living in Florida. Jason couldn't believe someone so perfect would message him. "Hi, Jason. I loved your smile. You look so kind. Would you like to chat?" He replied right away. From that day, they started talking every night. Jason and Emily messaged for hours every day. They talked about life, music, dreams, and childhood stories. Jason felt like she understood him better than anyone else. He looked forward to her messages more than anything. But every time he asked to video call, Emily had an excuse. "I just finished a long shift," she'd say. Or, "My camera's broken." Jason felt sad, but he didn't push her. He trusted her. After 2 months, Jason told her, "I think I'm falling in love with you." She replied, "I feel the same. You are the man I've been waiting for all my life." Jason was over the moon. One day, Emily said she was having trouble paying for her grandmother's medicine. "She's all I have, Jason. I'm so scared. The hospital won't wait," she wrote. Jason wanted to help. He sent her $500 through a money app. "Thank you, baby," she said. "You saved her life." A few weeks later, she asked for help again. Then again. In total, Jason sent her over $5,000. He started borrowing money and skipped paying his car insurance. But every time he asked to visit her in Florida, she made excuses. "I'm not ready," she said. "Soon, I promise." Jason's best friend, Chris, was suspicious. "Man, you've never seen her face on video? That's not right," Chris warned. "What if she's not real?" Jason didn't want to believe it, but one night, he tried a reverse image search using one of Emily's photos. His heart dropped. The picture belonged to a popular Instagram model from California. The real woman had over 1 million followers and her name wasn't Emily. Jason felt like the world stopped. Everything inside him shattered. The next day, Jason confronted her. "Who are you, really?" he typed, hands shaking. "I know those photos are fake." She didn't reply for a long time. Then a message came in. "I'm sorry, Jason. My name is Brian. I'm a 38-year-old man from Detroit. I lost my job last year and was desperate for money. I never meant to hurt you, but you were so kind. I just kept going." Jason stared at the screen, feeling sick. "You lied to me every single day," he wrote. "You stole my heart and my money." Brian replied, "I know. I hate myself for it." Jason didn't respond again. He deleted the app. He couldn't stop crying that night. For weeks, Jason stayed quiet. He didn't tell his mom. He didn't go out. He felt foolish, angry, and heartbroken. But one day, he got a call from Chris. "Bro, let's go to a car show this weekend. You need some fresh air." Jason went, even though he didn't feel ready. At the show, he met a woman named Sarah. She wasn't flashy. She had curly hair, wore glasses, and loved cars. They laughed, talked, and shared stories. This time she was real. It took time, but slowly Jason opened up again. He told her everything about Emily. Sarah didn't judge him. She listened. "You were looking for love. That's nothing to be ashamed of," she said. A year later, Jason and Sarah were dating seriously. He got help with his finances and reported the fraud. He also shared his story online, warning others to be careful. Jason learned the hard way that not everyone online is who they say they are. But he also learned something else. Real love doesn't need filters or fake photos. It just needs truth. And for the first time in a long time, Jason smiled without pain. It had been a peaceful 6 months since Jason started dating Sarah. Life felt good again. He fixed more cars, saved more money, and even helped Sarah renovate her small house. She brought laughter into his life. Then one evening, Jason got a new email. Subject, "Please read." From Brian. Jason's heart froze. It was from the man who catfished him. Dear Jason, I know I'm the last person you want to hear from. I just want to say thank you. After you exposed me, I was arrested for fraud by another victim. I served time. Now I'm trying to turn my life around. I joined a recovery program for online scammers. Your kindness and your pain, it changed me. I'm sorry again. Brian. Jason closed the laptop and sat in silence. He didn't reply, but something deep inside him softened. Maybe people could change. He decided not to delete the message. One Sunday while at Sarah's house, Jason found an old photo album in her bookshelf. As he flipped through it, something caught his eye. A picture of Sarah, years younger, smiling beside a man in uniform. The man's face looked familiar. Too familiar. Jason's stomach twisted. He remembered that face from the fake profile photos Brian used. He turned to Sarah. Who is this guy? Sarah glanced at the photo and sighed. That's my brother. He passed away 5 years ago. Jason couldn't breathe for a second. You never knew a guy named Brian, did you? He asked cautiously. Sarah blinked. Why? Jason didn't know what to say. Was it just a coincidence or something deeper? That night he couldn't sleep. Was fate trying to tell him something? Weeks later, Jason received a call from a local TV station. They had read his online story about being catfished and wanted him to speak on a live show. Jason said no at first. He didn't want to relive it, but Sarah encouraged him. You could help someone else, maybe even save them. So Jason agreed. On the day of the interview, he sat under bright lights in a small studio. His hands were sweaty, but his voice was steady. I was lonely. I trusted someone who never existed, he said. But that pain led me to a better life. It taught me what real love is, and that real people make mistakes, but they also heal. After the show aired, messages poured in. Some were from people who had also been catfished. Others just said thank you. One afternoon, a man came into Jason's garage. He looked nervous, holding a small box. Are you Jason Miller? The man asked. Yes, how can I help you? The man handed over the box. I was in a recovery group with someone named Brian. He died in a car accident last week. He left this for you. Jason slowly opened the box. Inside was a letter. Jason, I never fixed everything, but I wanted to leave you something. This is the laptop I used to scam people. I couldn't throw it away. I wanted you to have it in case it helps stop others like me. Thanks for being the person who made me feel human again. Brian. Jason sat down hard, staring at the old laptop. He didn't know how to feel, angry, sad, or grateful. Inspired by the letter, Jason made a bold decision. With Sarah's help, he started a small nonprofit called Face the Truth. It was a place for people to share their stories about online scams, learn how to spot fake profiles, and find support. Local schools invited him to speak. News outlets wrote about his work, and slowly Jason realized his pain had a purpose. He even met with a young girl who was about to send money to someone she had never met. After hearing Jason's story, she stopped. You saved me, she whispered, crying. Jason smiled softly. Someone once saved me too. Now it's my turn. On their anniversary, Jason took Sarah to the car show where they had first met. As they stood under the warm lights, surrounded by classic cars and music, Jason pulled out a small box. Sarah gasped. Are you serious? He knelt. Sarah, you came into my life when I was broken. You saw the real me. Will you marry me? Tears filled her eyes. Yes. 1,000 times yes. People cheered. Jason's heart was finally full. For real this time. Jason and Sarah got married in a small garden behind their house. It wasn't fancy, but it was honest, joyful, and real. Jason never forgot what happened to him, but he turned the worst thing in his life into a reason to help others. And even though Emily Rose never existed, the love Jason found afterward was more real than anything he could have imagined. Jason and Sarah's wedding was planned to be small, But on the day of the event, something unexpected happened. Dozens of people showed up, some they had never met before. One woman walked up to Jason and said, "You saved my son." He almost sent money to a fake girl online, but after watching your interview, he stopped. Another man said, "Your story gave me the courage to leave a fake relationship I was trapped in for years." Jason was overwhelmed. He never thought his pain could become someone else's rescue. That night, as he and Sarah danced under fairy lights, Jason whispered, "I didn't just marry the love of my life. I found my purpose too." 2 weeks after the wedding, Jason got a strange phone call from a detective in Florida. "Mr. Miller," the officer said, "you're listed as the emergency contact in a case file left behind by Brian Daniels." Jason blinked. "Emergency contact? I wasn't his friend. He scammed me." "Yes," the detective replied. "But before he passed, he listed you as someone who changed his life. We found hundreds of scam victim records on his old laptop. Would you be willing to help us notify them? Some might still be in danger." Jason agreed. It was hard work. Some people cried. Some were angry, but others thanked him. One woman even said, "I thought I was stupid, but hearing your story made me feel less alone." As Jason helped more people, he attracted attention. Not all of it good. One evening, Sarah received a creepy message online. "Tell your husband to stop or he'll regret it." Jason also noticed a black car parked across from their house for several nights. Chris, his best friend, warned him, "Scammers don't like being exposed. Be careful, man." Jason installed cameras and contacted the police. He didn't want fear to stop him, but deep inside, he felt the danger growing. Months later, Jason was invited to speak at a tech conference in Los Angeles about online safety. After his session, a young woman walked up to him, smiling nervously. "Hi, I'm the real Emily. The photos Brian used were mine." Jason was stunned. She looked exactly like the pictures that had once stolen his heart. "I'm a model," she explained. "My pictures were stolen years ago. I saw your video and wanted to say sorry, even though I had nothing to do with it." Jason smiled kindly. "You're not the one who hurt me, and you don't need to say sorry." They shook hands. "Can I take a picture with you?" Emily asked. Jason laughed. "This time, I'll know it's real." Back home, Sarah saw the photo online. Jason and the real Emily smiling together. Though the story behind it was innocent, it triggered old insecurities. Sarah quietly asked, "Do you still think about her?" Jason looked at her gently. "I think about what happened, but not because I miss it. I think about how far I've come and how lucky I am to have you." Sarah smiled, tears in her eyes. "I guess I just needed to hear that." They hugged, tighter than ever. One afternoon, Jason's estranged father showed up at the garage. He hadn't seen his dad in over 10 years. "I saw you on TV," his father said, eyes wet. "I'm sorry I left when you were a boy. I was a coward." Jason didn't speak at first. The silence hung heavy. Then he finally said, "You hurt me. But I've learned something. Forgiving doesn't mean forgetting. It means I don't carry the pain anymore." They shook hands. It wasn't perfect, but it was a start. Jason and Sarah moved into a bigger house on the edge of town. Sarah opened a counseling center to help women in toxic online relationships. Jason continued speaking at schools and colleges. One day, a teenager approached him after a talk. "Sir," he said, "I was talking to a girl online. She asked for money yesterday. I almost sent it, but your story saved me." Jason smiled. "Remember, real love doesn't hide behind lies. Always ask questions and never send money to someone you've never seen in person." The boy nodded. "Thank you." Years passed. Jason wrote a book called The Girl Who Never Existed. It became a bestseller. His foundation grew bigger, helping thousands avoid scams and heal from heartbreak. He and Sarah adopted a baby girl and named her Hope, because that's what they had learned to hold on to, even when life got dark. Jason often looked at the old laptop Brian had left behind. He didn't open it anymore, but he kept it in his office as a reminder. A reminder that even from the deepest lies, something true can still be born.